Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich.
What are the rules on the smells? I have no idea. I think it'll pop up sometimes. I think he has like 4 or 5 level 1, 3 level 2, 1 level 3. I don't honestly know the rest of it. I just know that
Or let fate decide my
it's
lunch.
been popping up on the top of the screen for a bit.
Today's episode
You'll
of Roll
see
for
it.
Sandwich is sponsored by Dietz & Watson. They've provided all the meats, cheeses,
Dude,
and a
he
few
be
other goodies
farming
for
the
today's
Dietz &
episode.
Watson
Let's see what kind of
sponsors.
sandwich we can make. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. For rye. Today I have a marbled rye. Gonna get our slices toasted up and ready to go. Not a bad start. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 7, pepperoni. Man, it really has been the month of pepperoni. Aside from the pepperoni bread, I think I've rolled pepperoni as Maine at least 3 times.
I won't lie. In today's current me that exists currently in front of you, I'd probably say pepperoni is my favorite deli meat right now. I've been kind of fiending on some pepperoni recently.
Today we've got this nice sandwich sliced pepperoni from Dietz & Watson, and I'm not mad about that. Next up, let's roll for cheese. 2, Havarti dill. This creamy Havarti cheese practically melts in your mouth, and dill is the perfect pairing for this already slightly tangy cheese. A nice creamy cheese will be a great offset to the spices in the pepperoni. So far, our midweek sandwich is looking pretty good, but we still have a ways to go. All right, let's roll for roughage. 7 green pepper and 10 pickles. Green pepper is not a bad roll here. The slight bitterness goes well with the pepperoni.
So far, so
provide
good.
A nice crunch. It'll also bulk up our sandwich a little bit to help it be more filling. These hot and zesty pickle chips from Dietz & Watson will be a perfect addition here. We've got dill in the Havarti and some spices already in the pepperoni, so I feel like this fits perfectly with the flavor profiles we've already got going on. Time to get wild with our wild magic roll.
Thank you.
8, extra sauce. Extra sauce means we're going to roll for 2 sauces today, so let's get going on that. Sauce roll number 1, here we go. 13, pineapple salsa. We are revisiting our Colombian pineapple sauce. We've already got to try this on pepperoni before, and I thought it worked well.
It looked good.
I think all things considered, we're still kind of in pizza territory with this sandwich.
I'm not a big pineapple guy,
this should be great. Let's hope we can clinch that final sauce.
Kind of looking like a
And
W.
last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. Ketchup bottle. That's a 1.
No.
Clam juice. Clam juice is a broth made from steamed clams. It is used as an additive for soups and a mixer for certain cocktails. It's like water, but with a smack of clam. It's not really a sandwich topping. You can see how liquidy it is. Oh, this is... Oh, that was a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay. This is gonna be something. All right, let's get our sandwich
I feel like you gotta get one of those like pipettes, you know what I'm talking about, where you put the thing in and you go and it pulls it out and then you like drop it.
Together here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together. And let's go ahead and get it cut in half.
It was going so well.
And let's take a look at that cross section. It looks so innocuous.
Oh, you can see the wetness.
Very
Oh
close
God.
to perfection today. And now my hands smell like clams. I'm hoping that a 90% good sandwich overpowers that little bit of clam. Let's taste it.
Aww.
It's weird. It mostly tastes fine, except that something is just off. I don't know. I don't know if I can taste it so much as I can smell it while I'm eating it. I feel like my problem with this one is 95% mental, but it still goes from a positive experience to a slightly less positive experience now that the clams are here.
Maybe like a
I don't
3,
think
6?
it's quite enough to fully tank the sandwich. Like, it still tastes mostly of pepperoni and pickles and
Not okay. My guy just said it's not enough to tank the sandwich. Watch his face.
sandwich. Like, it still tastes mostly of pepperoni.
What do you mean it didn't tank the sandwich? I'm watching you struggle and hold on for dear f***ing life.
Pickles and even pineapple. Then the ghost of clam just... I guess I'm going to go with a 6.5 for this.
What? Nah, you're losing it.
And I'm going to call it the 124 Conch Street. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again on Friday.
A 6.5, anything above a 5, and you make the face at, you gotta, it's literally not allowed. Like, it is actually fundamentally not allowed. It is not allowed. You cannot do that. You cannot. If you go, it can't be more than a 5. That just, no, unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go.
It was almost
Today
a good
I'm
sandwich,
using
but
these mini festival dice that
that's
were
gotta
sent in by a
tank it.
viewer, even though I want to eat them. Thanks. Let's get
Those
it
are
started
cute.
with our roll for bread. 1. Moon pie. If you're unfamiliar with what a moon pie is, it's kind of a
chat, I haven't had a moon pie in years.
snack cake
Wait,
thing. It's mostly graham
have I ever had a moon pie?
cracker and marshmallow layers,
Wait, no, I was thinking it was kind of like a whoopie pie. Wait a minute, two different things. Wait, I don't know if I've ever had one.
and then coated in a flavoring.
Wait, I actually don't
this
think I've ever
case
had
it's
one before.
chocolate. Sometimes it's banana,
Wait, that looks good, though.
vanilla. There's different
Not
flavors.
for a sandwich, but it looks
I
good.
got the chocolate ones.
Uh-oh.
So they're basically big s'mores. Yeah. All right, let's roll for Maine. 7, roast beef. All right, well, at least roast beef is
Roast beef look like
generally innocuous.
it's not been
There
having
were
a good
some
day.
real stinkers on that list that could have made this
Chat, am I crazy or is that roast beef looking a little suspicious?
could have made this even worse. Next up, we got cheese. 3, dill Havarti. Well, we got dill Havarti again this week. It's a good creamy cheese infused with dill. I don't know how that's going to mix with chocolate and marshmallow, but it should go well with at least the roast beef. Time to roll our roughage.
Put the not safe for work tag on stream.
6 tomato
Okay,
and
dude.
7 green pepper. Thankful for a couple of safe roughage rolls here. Tomato should go fine with the roast beef and with the cheese. And that's really all I'm talking about at this point, is how they pair with the non-moon pie things. Same thing with the green pepper, a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of crunch.
This is going to be a disaster.
Fits pretty well with the roast beef. All
This is
right, as
actually
if
a
we need to
disaster.
get wilder, here's the wild magic. 13, Szechuan peppercorn. It's been a while since this has been on my show, but I do
not
typically
bad.
enjoy it. It has a citrusy type flavor. It's not actually a pepper. It's from the Chinese prickly ash. And
You might get
it
lucky.
actually makes
It
your
might
tongue
taste like
numb,
two
which
different
I
things in
kinda
his
like.
mouth.
And last but not
You
least,
know, like the moon
D20
pie in one
sauce roll.
section,
Here
the
we
sandwich
go.
in the other,
12,
maybe?
Kewpie mayo. Well, other than the peppercorns and obviously
Don't you
the moon
dare!
pie, it's a pretty
God,
normal
not
roast
on
beef
the moon
stuffed
pie.
between two
Oh,
moon pies.
Jesus, mother of...
Everything inside goes together. We'll see how the outside affects it. Let's get our toothpicks in to hold it together.
No.
And let's get it cut in half.
No.
And let's take a look at that cross section. That's something.
Oh, man.
This is absolutely the tallest roll for sandwich we've had so far.
You literally
it's like
can't eat
a
it.
third the size of my head. As far as what the outcome's going to be here, I really don't know.
I love how the
I don't know how I'm
exploded.
going to bite this. We'll figure it out. Maybe.
I literally can't find
Well,
it.
the good news, I guess, is it overwhelmingly tastes like s'mores. And the first piece of bad news is that it's probably going to give me lockjaw.
Oh, my
Every once in a
God.
while, I get a hint of that dill Havarti out of nowhere, which doesn't really mesh with the chocolate and stuff. And it's
The looking off, contemplating life look sometimes that you have in content.
Air,
Get
which
it, man. I get it. I
really
get it, dude.
mesh with the chocolate and stuff. And it's
Or
really
scene.
crumbly and messy and just not fun to eat. I've had many sandwiches that have tasted much, much worse than this.
This is
but
gonna
it's
get a
not
4.
a great
You're gonna get like a
sandwich
4-3.
experience. So at the end of the day, I think the moon pie sandwich is going to get a 4.1. And I'm going to call it Moons Over My Sammy. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope
All
you have
right.
a great weekend, and
At
I'll see you
least-
again on Monday.
At least that was slightly higher than the toad sandwich, because my goodness, that one has been the new bar for me for a bit.
Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using this squishy rainbow silicone set that was sent in by a viewer. Thanks, and happy
look cool.
Pride. Let's get it started with our roll for bread.
Look how they
5,
bounce.
sourdough. Sourdough's
Okay.
great. The only downside I can see is that it's very large, and so if it's a bad sandwich, it's also a very big bad sandwich. Next
Big
up, let's
bad
roll
sandwich.
for Maine. 12. Butter the bread and re-roll.
Ooh.
Seems like it's been forever since I rolled butter. And still at almost 300 sandwiches, I still regularly get comments.
I wonder if you would ever be open to having different types of butter, like cinnamon butter, hot honey butter. You know what I mean?
From confused Europeans asking why I do not butter my sandwich bread. It's just a cultural difference. Most Americans don't, but today I do. All right, let's roll again for our main. 3. Bratwurst. Though originally of German origin, the pork sausage known as bratwurst became quite popular in the Midwest United States in the 1920s and remains so to this day. It's a common sight at cookouts here and is one of those foods that feels like summer
Did he heat that up?
to me. Next up, let's roll for our cheese. 4. Blue cheese. I feel like blue cheese is one of those love it or hate it type things. I definitely enjoy it. This particular blue cheese
do too, but
is
not
pretty strong, pretty assertive.
Like this, though.
But honestly, as far as pairing goes, I think
I
the
love blue
bratwurst
cheese,
is
but
actually
I don't know
not
about
a
like
bad
this.
pairing here. The richness of the pork and the spices in the sausage,
I don't want to see the blue
think
parts.
will go well alongside the commanding flavor of the blue cheese. This sandwich has definitely been interesting so far. It's not super similar to a lot of other sandwiches I've had so far on the show.
Okay.
Next up, let's roll for our roughage. That's 3 achar masala pickles and 4 sea stag. These achar masala pickles are cucumber pickles flavored with a South Asian spice mixture. These pickles will be a nice bright counterpoint to the sausage while also bringing in flavors of curry and chili. Still pretty cohesive so far.
What's the other one?
This sea stag is a sauerkraut made with turmeric and seaweed. You can see that nice vibrant yellow from the turmeric. With the addition of this sauerkraut, we have a twist on a traditional pairing of sausage and sauerkraut. Though we have quite a few strong flavors coming together on this one, I don't think they're really at odds with each other. I think we're threading the needle pretty nicely. Next up, let's roll wild magic. 7. Popcorn salt. This butter-flavored salt isn't adding anything we don't already have with both regular butter and the brined vegetables. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 8. Craft beer mustard. Beer mustard is just about the most perfect thing we could roll with bratwurst.
Okay.
We are kind of on fire today with the rolls. At least it seems so before tasting it. All right, let's go ahead and get our sandwich put together here.
The sauerkraut's
Get
kind
our
of like
toothpicks in to hold it
for
together.
me, but
And let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross section. Looks pretty good to me. Well, quite a few less common roll for sandwich ingredients
blue
in
cheese,
this one,
yeah, true.
but it seems like it's going to be a winner. Let's find out for sure. Let's give it a taste. You know, this really is a good combination. The sauerkraut and the spicy pickles, it's like they're made to go with this sausage. And the beer mustard works perfectly as well. The sourdough is hearty and
This
holds
might get like
together
an
even with
8-9.
the juicy roughage, and I'm noticing the butter in a good way. Honestly, the most out of place thing is the blue cheese. It's not terrible, but I might have potentially liked something a little less pungent, especially with all the other strong flavors there. I'm not going to penalize it too much for that. It still works pretty well. I think for this one, I'm going to go with a 9.1.
9.1.
Brought to go. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again on Friday.
Man, I mean, a little higher than I probably would go because I'm not big on the sauerkraut, but I mean, I guess it makes sense for the sausage.